Jerome Powell's speech shook the forex market this week, and it could set the tone for the US dollar in the upcoming days. In this video, I'll walk you through my forex chart analysis on the major pairs and highlight key levels and price zone that I will be looking to trade next week. So here we are. I'm in my trading view. I'm going to analyze the charts, show you around and what I'm thinking about next trading week. After Jerome Powell's shocking speech, I'll be thinking of shorting anything to do with USD for next week. Not only that, I'll go through most pairs that you can see on the right side of the screen, because that's what I do at the end of the week. Every Sunday I go through my trading view, I analyze every single pair and try to find the best pairs to trade next week. So I mix and match. I try to mainly focus on very important fundamental segments, but also try to do my technical analysis as properly as possible. And when the two gather together and you have fundamentals and you have technicals matching, that's when the best trades come through. So this week you had a very important fundamental with Jerome Powell that is going to bring volatility and a lot of volume in the market. But you also have some moves that have already happened that you can use to see where the market will react from. So the first pair that I'm going to start with is the one you see here, is USD CAD. I usually go with the weekly chart at the beginning to see where we at right now. We can see that this week it has created a weekly doji, because the next week on Monday is going to open a new candle right here. So we have a weekly, it's not a bearish doji, but it's a doji candle. That is very important, especially if you want to sell. And currently I am looking forward to selling the USD CAD. However, I am not truly thinking of shorten it where we at right now, because as you can see, we are clearly in a bearish trend, especially on the daily chart. On the weekly, not so much, but on the daily, indeed, we are still on a retest for the daily. What I will be interested in for this pair would be to slow down a little bit around here, wait on Monday to do a little bit of sudden moves, explosive moves, because immediately after the speech on Friday, the market is going to open at Sunday night. So it's going to do some moves which are unexpected. However, what I will be looking forward to is for it to consolidate for a little bit, maybe create some bullish momentum to wick out some traders that are trying to short the market immediately, because that was everyone expecting to happen with the US dollar. So I will be looking for it to consolidate, maybe create lower lows, higher lows, and then when we gather some candles, maybe on, let's say, Tuesday or Wednesday, if possible, we will be looking at something like this. So I'll be looking for it to drop under this level, retest this level here that is going to be used as support, and from there I would expect to get some rejections on the 4-hour, and of course the entry signals to enter my short position of something around here. I usually try to take around 30 to 40 pip stop loss on USD CAD, but we're going to see what we're going to expect. So this is going to be for USD CAD. And I have not mentioned, but this is the price level that I will be looking for entries from. We have liquidity grabs around here, this one here, this one here. And of course, we have a lot of support and resistance zones around here. For GBP, JPY, mostly JPY pairs are related. Again, as always, I would go for the weekly chart. Something very clearly that I can see that we are in a very, very big resistance zone around here. If anything, I would be looking to short the market from here. However, we have seen since the 5th of August, that would be around 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks ago till now, we have seen bullish momentum. I don't know how the market is going to react. It might use that zone as support to go a little bit further to the upside and try to wick out the sellers as soon as possible. However, something more viable and something that I've seen recently with the market, especially after Trump became a president, is that the market tries to wick out both sides, either for shorts and for longs, before it actually does the move that it wants. So on Monday, I would rather wait, get the wick in that zone, then reject from here, consolidate for a little bit, and then give me maybe on Tuesday morning. I like to trade the JPY pairs, especially in the morning. And I would wait for an entry confirmation from that level, but I will be looking definitely for rejection in that zone before I actually consider selling. I want the price to go up a little bit wick out as many sellers as possible before I actually enter the move. So I would definitely looking for sells around here. It would be best if the market does something like this. And from there, if we can get a lower low, maybe a solid retest, and then we sell from here. Mainly, it would be great if we get the perfect rejection from around this psychological level at around 200,000. That would be great. Will it happen 100%? I don't know, but that would be great. On the higher time frames, unfortunately, we're still above the EMA levels. However, I think we are heading into a pretty large zone, and it has to reject or at least give a nice move before it wants to go further to the upside, as you can see here. Let's move forward to the next one. We have GBP CAD. I would say I'm not really interested into that. We have a lot of empty space around here. We have not been into that price zones for a very long time, and I'm not quite interested into trying to find entries on pairs which have not been in that price range for years, since 2016. So yeah, I'll skip this one. We have GBP USD. Same thing goes here as USD CAD. As I said, it is very important for me. This week's fundamental with Jerome Powell is crucial for that current pair or everything to do with USD. One thing also to take into consideration is that GBP is quite. The pound is pretty powerful for the last couple of weeks. So, and considering that the USD is slowing down a little bit, the economy of the US is slowing down a little bit, and taking into consideration that the GBP is also strong, we might see some nice upward movement. Uh, we have also we are also around the 35,000 psychological level, which is great for buying opportunities. I really don't like where we're sitting on the daily because, as you can see, we have created lower low around here, we have lower high, then we created another lower low around here. However, we have not clearly broken above this structure, which doesn't signal immediately that we are in a bullish trend right now. I will definitely take into consideration the bullish momentum that the GBP has and the weakened US dollar right now. However, I would really like if we can break above this zone here and try to get, let's say on Tuesday or Wednesday, a retest from around here. And of course, on the 4 hour chart, I'll be looking for some consolidation around here and break above, retest, and get an entry on the lower time frames from around here. However, for now, I will be only looking, I will not be entering because we can easily retest that area of interest around here, 35,000 foot, 35,500 psychological levels. And we might see some short selling pressure on this pair, especially to try to take out the immediate buyers that will be heading into at the beginning of the week. So it will be much easier, much better for you to wait to break above that level and come back and retest. I don't know if it's going to happen that week, but this is what I'm going to be looking for. For Euro AUD, same thing as GBP CAD. I don't like where we are right now at the market. Pretty volatile times are coming, and especially with this pair, it is pretty volatile. It has some nice volatility, so I'm gonna skip on this one. Euro NZD, same thing. We are nowhere in the market. I don't like the emptiness. I cannot see clear technicals, and there is no point for me to look at charts that I have printed in 2009 or something like this. So I'm gonna skip this one. GBP NZD, same thing. So for AUD CAD, now it looks a little bit clearer. We are heading into a very nice zone around here. We have clearly rejected this zone. What I don't like is that it's looking a lot like a very big consolidation, but at the same time, it might be the time that it actually breaks down to the downside. I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen, but if anything, I'll be looking to short from around this zone right here. It's been doing it for quite a while now. You have retest of the zone, and then we reject it and go to the downside. Then we have a retest of the zone, and we reject it and go to the downside. We have a retest of the zone, and then we have a short selling around here. So it looks like a pretty simple trade. Just wait for it to pull back from around here and try to find a good entry signal. For example, something similar to this. We have a nice short selling, we have a retest, and I can promise you that around here you have a very nice engulfing on a 1 hour. Exactly, you see it, you can see it exactly here. So this is probably going to be your entry, and that's going to be, let's say, 25 pips, and you will be targeting daily lows. So that's going to be your trade, clean 1 to 3 risk to reward. that's a good trade. The problem is, and probably why I'll be not looking into that trade, is that Powell's fundamental news really reacted to the upside, which makes me think that it's about time for it to break out. The problem is that it's probably going to be bullish and it's going to be breaking out to the upside, but it's just great to have it into consideration as I've already analyzed it. I will just probably skip this one for sure. Currently, we have Euro GBP starting on the weekly. We have a retest of that zone around here. We have some nice liquidity grabs, as you can see, which we are rejecting from. So if anything, I'll be looking for longs. We clearly can see that it's rejecting this zone around here. We are clearly rejecting an EMA around here. We clearly rejecting the 86,000 psychological level at the same time. And we have created some bullish momentum from the zone, which signals a great buying opportunity for Euro GBP. On smaller time frames, we can see a very nice bullish momentum. As you can see, retests, creating new higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher highs. So now, what I'll be looking in the new week is for the chart, if possible, to create some lower lows to bring that daily retest before I actually want to enter, because that's what you want. You actually want to enter on the retest. You don't want to enter here. What? You're going to enter here and put your stop loss below. Your risk to reward ratio is not going to be great enough. So you got to wait for that pullback. And when that pullback happens, the problem is here, you want to have multiple time frames in sync. And for that retest to happen, your 4 hour is going to get bearish. So what's the perfect scenario is for you to have a daily retest with a nice red candle. Then on the 4 hour, you would have a nice consolidation. And when you get the break above and retest, that's where you would want to enter on the smaller time frames after you get a nice bullish move on the smaller time frame. So it would look something like this. And all of a sudden, now you have a nice 2.88, let's say a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, which is great enough. So this is what I will be looking for: Euro GBP, AUD CHF. This pair is nowhere to be found. We have not been at that price, I don't know, since ever. So I'm gonna skip this one. There is no need for me to try and find something which is not there. I cannot see it. I cannot visualize it. Yes, it would look nice for me to enter from around here some longs, but I just don't see it happening. I don't see some nice volume coming in. So yeah, I'm gonna skip this one. GBP CHF, absolutely the same thing. Lately, maybe for the past 2 years, the CHF pairs are just nowhere to be found. I don't like them. There is not enough volume. They do very side momentum move. I cannot get nice risk to reward trades. And what's most important for me is to try to save my capital as much as possible. And in that scenario, it's just not possible. It's not going to happen. For Euro USD, same thing. We have some nice bullish momentum on the Euro. USD is weakening, so I'll be looking definitely for buys. Unfortunately, we are getting into a very nice resistance zone around here. So it is pretty unfortunate that that's happening. However, if we get a nice pullback to that zone, we have nice liquidity here, nice liquidity, support and resistance zone. We also have it around here. And we also have it around here. So it would be great if we actually get a retest back to this zone on the, especially on the daily chart. We're still not bullish on the daily as well. So I'll be looking for, that's going to be a trade, let's say for the upcoming weeks. Or we have two scenarios for this one. So either we come back to this level, break under, create a new lower low, consolidate for around here, get a nice bullish candle that's going to break, create a new higher high, and now we are bullish on the daily to confirm that we are rejecting the weekly zone, that an area of interest that we have created on 114,000. And then we can get the retest, consolidation 4 hour, get the bullish candle retest and enter from here and target the next daily place. Or we can have, or we can break above this zone on the daily, create a new higher high, and use this zone around here as our next support. And of course, same thing. We break above, we retest, we especially have to wait for a rejection from this zone. Then we get the small retest on the small time frames, get 1 hour bullish candle or whatever you want, 1 hour, 30 minutes. That's the ones that I use, and enter from here. This trade is more probable because of the fundamental news with Jerome Powell that happened. However, this one here would be more ideal, but it's more of a swing trade. This one is going to be your swing trade, and this one is going to be your daily trade for the week. So this is for Euro USD. NZD JPY, pretty decent. We have some pretty nice lower lows. Now we're on the lower highs. We are currently rejecting this zone from around here on the daily, on the weekly, which is nice. We have reached this zone, as you can see on the daily. It rejects it pretty good. Then we get that retest from around here, and we break under with a new lower low. What would be perfect is for me to wait for that retest. We have EMAs around here on the daily as well. We have 87,000 psychological level where the EMAs are, which is another added confluence. However, the most important key thing that you would have to wait for this is when it reaches that zone. Let me mark it for you. When you reach that zone, you have to wait for that rejection and for a short candle to immediately amplify level of the rejection, and you would be looking for something like this. I'm gonna even create the candle for you. So let's say the price heads up to here, then it consolidates for a little bit, and it creates that candle on the 4 hour time frame. The only thing you would have to do from that, now you already have the rejection, you would have to wait for it to retest from around here, and after it retests, you just have to take another short candle on the 1 hour time frame that amplifies the rejection, and that's how your entry is going to look like. You put it above this level, let's say something around 40 pips. You would be targeting the next daily structure, so something around this. Or if you are really big believer, you can wait for at least this zone around here, which gives you a nice solid 3.6 risk to reward ratio. NZD CAD, very consolidative patterns. I don't like that. I'm not gonna trade into consolidation. You would want to trade trends. You would want to follow trends. And here I'm not seeing anything but just breaking out of a consolidation, which we have not retested yet. So I don't know what's gonna do. I'm just skipping this one. I don't trade the Nasdaq. I just like to look at it from time to time. That's why I keep it there. NZD USD. I don't like where we are right now in the market. Yes, we are seeing some nice liquidity points, some nice area of interest around here. But at the same time, we have a nice selling narrative because of this zone. So what it will do for the next weeks and days to upcome, I am seeing that it's going to start consolidating, which I am not interested in. I like to follow the trends. Use DJPY. So this is a very, very nice setup for the week, for the upcoming week. As I said, I'll be looking to short the USD pairs here. We have a nice area of interest that we have already rejected from around here. We have been rejecting for the past couple of weeks because of uncertainty in the markets, no volume because of the summer at the same time. However, this week's news will bring a lot of volume. As you can see, on Friday, we have already rejected the zone massively. I don't want to get locked in and wicked out from sudden bullish move that are probably going to be coming into the early next week and try to wick out as many sellers as possible. So I will be definitely be looking for trades from around that zone after some rejections occur from here. And of course, we're going to be heading to the downside. So that's going to be my trading around here, something around 40 to 45 pips, and I'll be targeting this. This is going to be a swing trade. I know that it's a very big risk to reward. Your ideal trade would be this, but if you are really positively thinking and you would be think that until the actual FOMC meeting comes in September, you think we would have a very nice short selling momentum, you might consider taking out half, or let's say 75% of your profits around here or around here and leaving the rest to ride until here. So this is something that I would consider. I'm not 100% certain that this is what I would do, but if the market gives us a nice selling pressure, I would might consider leaving that trade to run. For AUD USD, not really interested. AUD JPY, we already have some nice JPY pairs, not looking to overcrowd. CAD CHF, as always, CHF pairs nowhere to be found. I don't like it. EuroCAD approaching highs that have not been seen from 2009. I'm skipping that. I don't like it. Euro GBP, we are pretty high in the market. We have not retested anything. I don't see anything around here. Yes, it looks very nice. So we have created lower lows here. Now we are retesting this area of interest from around here. But I don't like where we are right now. We're probably gonna see some nice selling pressure, but I truly believe that the other JPY pairs are more chart friendly, more selling oriented as of technical analysis compared to this pair. So I'm just gonna skip it and use the CHF, same thing as CHF pairs. I just miss it. This is the market analysis, and this is what I will be looking for in the upcoming weeks till the till the FOMC meeting in September. Be cautious. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Be careful. It is going to be a volatile week. Make sure to take risk management in control. Don't try to push the market. Don't try to find trades that are simply not there to be found. Wait for your setups. Wait for the entry signals. And of course, if we have some follow-ups from last week, it will be great. If Trump comes out and speaks about the market a little bit more, that is also great. But that's about it. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care.